Welcome to the Cannabis Show, live every Friday, every third Friday of the month from 4 to 5 p.m. on WCOBM.tv. I wanted to do my first product review and give a big shout out to Kenny from the Healing Panda and from Great Grubbing. So let's get started with our first product review. We have here the High Pain Relief Moisturizing Lotion, and you can go get more information at thehealingpanda.com. This has hemp oil, olive oil, grapeseed oil, safflower oil, rice bran oil, beeswax, and aloe vera, oat water, alkaline water, ginger, turmeric, yucca, peppercorn, mint leaves, and peppermint essential oil. It also has 200 milligrams of THC and 500 milligrams of CBD. So this is something that you can use for sore muscles, sore joints, arthritis, and it actually smells really good too. Also, we have the Touch of Roses All Natural Body Cream, which has 200 milligrams of CBD, rose essential oil, coconut oil, beeswax, turmeric, rose petals, alkaline water, and ginger. This smells fabulous. Any of you ladies like to smell like roses in the morning? This is a great body cream that definitely I recommend. Love using it. Now, we love to spoil ourselves, right? Maybe late at night, maybe you want to take a bubble bath, maybe you just want to hang out and spend some time just relaxing. That's why they have Sassy Bomb from the Bomb Babe LV. And this Sassy Bomb actually has baking soda, citric acid, cream of tartar, CBD, coconut oil, fragrance oil, and it's got 40 milligrams of CBD in it. So this little Sassy Bomb you just put in your bathtub and it's gonna make you feel wonderful. Lots of TLC, right? This is Cotton Candy Foamy Bath Bomb, and this looks like a lot of fun. So believe it or not, we're gonna have the Bomb Babe LV on the show. This is her logo. And we are also gonna have Kenny on the show as well. So after these reviews, we get to the show live. Guess who's gonna be my guest? So you're traveling on the go. This is something that is great to have. This is your pain relief salve, topical and edible. It's got cannabis, coconut oil, olive oil, ginger, turmeric, mint, beeswax, chamomile, and aloe vera. So this is great to go. Take it with you. And it's mint flavored too. Last but not least is we have the custom made CBD custom oil. Now for any of you out there that want your own specific blend, maybe you have something that you want in there specifically, Kenny can make it for you. You just go over to the Great Grubbing, fill out one of their forms, and that is something they can help you with. This has 1,000 milligrams of CBD, and I actually chose coconut oil, avocado oil, cinnamon, collagen, and turmeric. So go to thehealingpanda.com. You can custom make your own oil. And I really got to give Kenny, who is actually the Healing Panda, a big shout out because this is an amazing company. I love it. They have great food there at Great Grubbing, but they also have all of these products as well in his store. So whether you're going to get some high pain salves, some Touch of Roses, your custom made CBD oil, maybe a Sassy Bath Bomb or a pain relief salve, CBD can help you out, as well as THC, which we're going to get more info thanks to Stephanie from the Vegas Cannabis Magazine. She's also on the show. And so if any of you guys want to check it out, be sure to watch this show. And we're also going to have more reviews every single month, so be sure to tune in. You can follow us on IG at The Cannabis Show. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching my reviews. So let's get back to the show. How's it going, all my people? Happy Friday. Thanks so much for joining me. Beautiful day here in Las Vegas. And I want to tell you guys that the owner of the Great Grubbing and the Healing Panda is going to be coming on the show later. But furthermore, thanks again If you're new to this show, welcome. If you're existing, thank you so much for hanging out with me. We have some great people coming on the show, and thank you so much to everyone on Facebook Live for giving all the thumbs up. Bobby, how you doing, girlfriend? Trained with your sister today. She totally killed it. She's going to win when she goes to Pittsburgh. That's all I know. But yes, we're going to have Kenny from Great Grubbing and the Healing Panda come on, talk about in detail the products, the ingredients. If you want to have your own CBD products made, he can do that for you. But better yet, welcome to the Cannabis Show. I'm going to talk more about juicing with cannabis. Now, idealistically, you've thought about, okay, there's so many things that you can do. You can put it on your skin topically, you can ingest it, eating it, smoking it, but have you ever thought about juicing cannabis? I have the most amazing testimonial that I found online, and I want to share it to you guys because this show is all about being pain-free. And why I believe truly being pain-free is meaning getting off all the pharmaceutical drugs. There are people out there that are so dependent on pharmaceutical drugs, taking pills, getting so nervous needing to refill their prescriptions. They can't live without their drugs. That is not a way to live. It's damaging you, and idealistically there are natural or alternative ways to treat your pain. And I truly feel for anyone out there that's dealing on a day-to-day basis, being in pain, dealing in pain. Nobody should have to live that way, first off. And I truly believe that there are natural alternative methods that are healing, that have benefits for anxiety, depression, helping you sleep, all sorts of things like eating disorders that we're going to touch on this show. So I thank you so much for all the love on Facebook. But better yet, let's get into this testimonial where this girl at age 16 was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, turned into lupus. She was on over 60 different medications, and she was actually losing her vision because of some of the drugs, the side effects. And because she chose to juice cannabis every day, it actually turned around and she got off all her medications. So take a look at this video and enjoy.
I totally believe in what we're doing, and I think it's the most important thing that I can be doing right now. There are so many people who are sick, and if this can help them, people have to know about this. It's fantastic that I get to share this with my family, that we're doing this together, and that we both feel so passionately about it.
She was on over 40 different medicines. She had been on methotrexate and Plaquenil, one of those which nearly destroyed her vision. All the potent anti-inflammatories, the Vioxx and the Celebrex, and was on all sorts of painkillers and all sorts of antibiotics. She had classic steroid toxicity. Her face was the shape of a moon because there's a lot of swelling that occurs in the face. At the age of 16 was diagnosed with juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, and that evolved into a lupus condition, a diagnosis of interstitial cystitis, an autoimmune disorder. Bedridden 4 years. Her mother thought she would never survive.
I went to talk to William as a friend and as a doctor about his experience with patients and how they used cannabis. Seeing what the juicing did for me, using it in this form, was so significant. It changed my life. About 4 to 6 weeks after I started on juicing every day, I had no more back pain. I didn't need pain pills. I felt the best I ever had.
A lot of people think cannabis and pot are not medicine. I had stumbled on an article in Scientific American, December 2004. They had an article on marijuana as the brain's own marijuana, and they introduced the idea that the body produces compounds that are very similar to those found in marijuana or cannabis. cannabis actually goes upstream. It provides feedback from the postsynaptic nerve to the presynaptic nerve, which was unheard of in neurochemistry. I mean, all neurotransmissions were unidirectional, and all of a sudden, swimming against the force of that are these little cannabinoid molecules that tie the whole system together. The phytocannabinoids from this plant augment the body's attempt to restore and increase function to a normal level. So it mimics the regulatory system of cellular physiology. And recently, the Food and Drug Administration has approved of CBD, which is a cannabinoid like THC, one of 80 cannabinoids. The federal patent compares vitamin C, vitamin E, and CBD, or cannabidiol. CBD turns out to be more potent than either of those two.
The thing that I warn my patients of is if you're going to be juicing this flower and this leaf, and you're going to be doing this high-dose, non-psychoactive cannabinoid dietary approach, please do not heat it.
When you heat cannabis, you make it psychoactive, which for a large part of the community, the psychoactivity of a plant is a measure of its medical quality. But it's really quite the inverse.
If you heat or age cannabis in any way, you're destroying some of the medicinal properties of it.
To use the plant effectively, we have to use it the way it evolved over 34 million years, which is raw. Because when it's raw, the THC is bound up as THC acid. It requires aging, drying, so as a hunter-gatherer, we gather this plant and we notice, wow, as this plant ages, it changes character. It suddenly has a psychoactive effect.
I think that's the most exciting area of cannabis research, is looking at non-psychoactive cannabinoids.
Because if you do heat it, you'll decarboxylate the THC acid, and you're going to have 600 milligrams of THC acid with the CBD acid. You would be unconscious probably for the better part of the week.
Between heating the plant, whether that's in a sucker, a cookie, a baked good, a butter, vaporized, smoked, all of those techniques convert THC acid, which is non-psychoactive, into THC and provide you with that 10 milligram dose. But if you eat the plant raw, then THC acid is the way it's found in the plant. It's not psychoactive. The juicing allows you to get up to the 500 to 600 milligrams, which is 60 times more than you could tolerate if it was heated.
This treatment is not psychoactive. People don't have to be stoned when they take it. They can take it and go to work. They can take it and play with their kids. It's hard for me to understand laws against something like green leaf therapy and to think that prednisone is legal.
We're still fighting the stigma of marijuana back from the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s.
I was a prosecutor for 8 years in Mendocino County, so I know it from both as a defense attorney and as a prosecutor. The 1972 Controlled Substances Act said that marijuana has no medical value whatsoever.
The federal government has a patent on its medical properties. The Food and Drug Administration has approved of it as investigative new drug.
I have not found the United States to be very open about cannabis research. In order to print an article in a peer-reviewed journal, you have to use cannabis that they have certified for your study. And there are physicians who have waited 3, 4, 5, 6 years, some even longer than that, to just get a sample.
The federal government's been kind of schizophrenic in the way it looks at marijuana. It says it has no medical value under that act, but at the same time, the federal government has been funding research in marijuana for years, for decades. And they've even patented certain strains of marijuana because they recognize it has that medical value. The California Narcotic Officers Association does not believe in medical marijuana. They believe it's all a big scam, and that's how they train law enforcement officers. Law enforcement is allowed to take a percentage of all assets that are forfeited and seized under the state and federal asset forfeiture law. So it takes the really enlightened and compassionate law enforcement officer to recognize that these medical marijuana laws are designed to protect patients.
I was trained when someone had marijuana, you took them to jail. There wasn't a medicine use for marijuana. It's an illegal substance, and people went to jail for it. In 1996, California took a huge leap. I didn't support Proposition 215 because of the education I had, the experience I had, and what I had seen through the illegal marijuana gardens that I had seen throughout my career. Since 1996, I have changed my opinion somewhat. I believe there is a very clear medicinal use for marijuana. That being said, I believe that there are a large percentage of people who use marijuana as an excuse to either make profits or for recreational. The the people who use marijuana for the true intended use that the voters passed, medicinal, I'll do everything I can to support their rights. There's many more things that law enforcement can be focused on than medicinal marijuana. And I don't want to give the impression at all that I support people who are growing marijuana for medical purposes 364 days of the year, and then one day a year they make a big sale for a couple $100,000, and they're a commercial seller that one day of the year. They're the people who are causing problems for the people who really and truly need and can use medical marijuana.
Terrifying, to be told as a parent that your child does have a tumor in her brain. It took 24 hours in the operating room. They gave us a 10% chance of survival with treatment.
The Oakland Children's Hospital, where they called me and they said they had a baby who they were discharging home. This baby had completed all treatment that would be useful for it, had brain tumor, had surgery, had radiation and chemo, and the tumors were still growing and still multiplying, and therefore they said to the parents, just take this baby home and make it comfortable, because there's nothing more that we know that will help its condition.
Started to accept to the point where the illness had taken her and us, and try and find some acceptance.
A month went by and I got in contact with the family, and they said, well, we just came back from Children's Hospital. They did a CAT scan. The tumors have shrunk and there are fewer of them. And they said, I'll tell you what we've been doing. We've been juicing the fan leaves of the marijuana plant and giving our baby a shot glass of this juice every day. This is like this wonderful hospice story. She is no longer on hospice. I brought the oxygen concentrator back. It's just one of those wonderful success stories. The plant is a pretty amazing plant because it appears that the juice of this plant is saving this baby's life.
Here we have something that can really change people's lives. I mean, I was laying in bed, catheterized, thinking that physicians were just trying to make me comfortable. They really didn't think that there was anything more that they could do, and that I may not live to be 30, which I am now. That was the best I could hope for. The best I could hope for was taking enough methadone and Percocet every day that I just didn't feel anything at all.
I had gotten in touch with Dr. Courtney because we had received a doctor's recommendation from one of his patients, and in it asked that they start juicing the leaves and having capsules and a few other items which I didn't know anything about. So after I contacted him, I was really excited to hear that there might be some other alternatives to the smoking of the cannabis.
These are friends we've had in the past year. They said, your father's not the same as he was when we first met him, and he seems to be much more alive and much, doing a lot more and more active. And I had informed them that it was because of the juice that he had been taking. Right after we started juicing, that he seemed to be more active. We would do things out in the garage more, and he wouldn't spend so much time in his chair. We have ran out periodically in the last year and a half, and that's what made me convinced that he needed it, because when he would run out, he would have trouble getting out of the car.
I had 4 doctors tell me that I should have a hysterectomy.
You either have no ovaries, or at the very least you're sterile.
That my endometriosis was so bad I would never be able to have a child.
Despite very potent birth control, despite being sterile, Zahaya decided she was going to come join the party.
Ourselves by being extremely scientific, and people know that if they're going to come to us, they're going to have to go through a lot of hoops, but they're also going to get the most up-to-date scientific knowledge on this subject, and they're going to see a physician who's an expert in the field of non-psychoactive cannabinoids, and there are plenty of people that want that and are looking for that. We opened our 5th office in Luxembourg. Their government is really sympathetic and open.
There's an international group studying autism and CBD in Luxembourg.
There's a physician there who's writing cannabis scripts who's also a senator. And we've been working with him, Senator Columbera. The government may be actually funding experiments in a research center using cannabis, in large part because of Dr. Courtney's work with non-psychoactive cannabinoids and Senator Columbera's work with cancer patients.
There are now facilities for testing plants, and there's been more progress made in the last 5 to 6 months. A new strain in from Spain called Cannatonic, 6.9% CBD. That's a 700% increase over Northern Lights, which is our previous high producer. I would like to find strains that have all of the cannabinoids present in an amount that's useful. I'd like to produce strains that are adapted to environment. In Luxembourg, we're producing thousands and thousands of pounds of seed, to raise the money to give away, a half a pound of seed, because if that person grows an acre of cannabis and feeds their family the proteins and the fatty acids, incredible food source, an incredible preventative medicine source, and an incredible therapeutic source. And at the same time, they're sucking 5 times as much CO2 out of the environment as an acre of trees. First, we have to change Convention Treaty Number 1, which was the convention that the UN put out in 1961 that says cannabis as a crime should be, if you have it, if you grow it, if it's in your possession, you should be in prison. That dogma has dominated the world right now. They're asking for input from the World Health Organization. I'm in the process of writing a letter stating that this is a dietary essential. It's not a criminal thing, because we have to change that treaty before we can go into Central and South America and say, you grow yourself an acre of this plant, feed your family, prevent illnesses. So Cannabis International kind of legalizing the plant globally, giving it back to people as a food source, prevent illness is so much better than waiting until you have diseases.
With my own experience and all the patients that I've spoken to, I believe that it's not an isolated incident, that this is the best medication.
We're back. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed that informative video, because when I watched it, it had so much information on it that I felt I really wanted to share it with you guys. But furthermore, I want to share my guests. I want to thank you guys for joining me, everybody who is on Facebook Live, especially my Uncle Pete. How's it going, Uncle Pete? So I have here my good friend Tiffany Watson. How you doing, Tiff?
Hello, sweetheart.
How
Thank
you
you
doing?
for having me.
Absolutely.
Very great.
And my very good friend Kenny Knoll.
Hello.
So I have known both of these people for many, many, many years. Kenny and I go way back when I was podcasting.
Definitely.
And he had Great Grubbing. He hadn't even opened his doors yet. And I remember we were just staying in contact. He is not only a great friend, but he's so just in contact with nutrition. He knows everything about eating, Great Grubbin, obviously. He is just a book of knowledge when it comes to everything. And you actually said that juicing cannabis is way better than juicing anything else, like wheatgrass.
From what I understand and what I heard, juicing hemp leaves and the marijuana leaf itself, using it in a masticating juicer, not the metal ones that don't heat it up, is actually healthy for you taking a shot of that, like an ounce every day, than wheatgrass or any other green thing on the planet.
Interesting. And I do want to give a big shout out to Stephanie and her husband, the owners of Vegas Cannabis Magazine. And guess what, everybody? I actually am going to be writing for this magazine. So what better yet is they are going to be coming on next month, and we're going to feature a lot of their writers, a lot of the articles. They also promote tons of events around town. And another thing is, Tiffany, you're running for office.
I am running for office.
Yeah,
That's
let's talk
true.
about that. Women in business. I like it.
Women in business, and now women in politics.
I know, right?
What world are we living in? A great one, I'd say.
So tell us why you're running.
I'm running to make a difference.
Okay.
There's a lot of things that I believe that should be changed. I want to see where the money is going.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see an audit on the school district.
Mm-hmm.
We're already 63-point-something million in debt for next year.
Wow.
So that's, where'd the money go? I'd like to know.
Where's the beef?
Where did it go? And so that's one thing. And also, like we were mentioning about the marijuana taxes, where is that money going? Why isn't it implemented yet? And I'd like to see the numbers financially. How are we not spending this for the children's education?
Mm-hmm.
And we shouldn't dumb down the children. We should uplift them. And where's the money? Where's it going?
I agree. Those are good topics.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Michelle.
So we are going to talk about Kenny's products because over at Great Grubbing, you guys need to go there, 2530 St. Rose Parkway, number 130. And why I love going there, it is, first off, it's an awesome place to hang out. You know, they have all these couches and they have a stuffed panda and the walls are just decorated in all this artistic murals and stuff. But they have this great iced coffee dragon drink. They have smoothies and juices and salads, and I could go on and on and on. I had tuna salad on microgreens the other day.
Fresh microgreens.
Late at night, best grubbing ever. I got back from Stoney's late at night doing line dancing, and that hit the spot. I was just like, my head was stuck in the refrigerator and it was gone like that.
Perfect.
But Kenny, I want to talk about your CBD products because inside of Great Grubbing is the Healing Panda. And obviously this guy kind of looks like a panda. So, you know, that kind of goes to show that he is the healing man. You need to go see Kenny. And so the CBD products and edibles that he has there is amazing. Tell me about some of the clients and how it's changed their life, how they're pain free, kind of the transformational stories of that.
So at my place, we do all our CBD from scratch. Basically, everything's dosed at 500 to 1,000 milligrams.
Mm-hmm.
Slow cook all my oils. We have oils to help you sleep. That's with melatonin, valerian root, lavender, chamomile. Another oil that helps you stay awake. That's MCT oil. Ginger, green tea, ginseng.
How did you get to know about all these things and properties?
Research and just looking it up. Owning a restaurant that's gluten-free and where we make all our breads and everything from scratch.
Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. I'm all, yes!
100% gluten-free. And just seeing what people want and then doing research. Like I just made a brain oil. Looking on the internet, what are the best herbs and roots and oils for brain? Slow cook all that and dosed it with 1,000 or 500 milligrams of CBD, and we do one for anti-inflammatory joints. We actually do dog oil drops.
Yes, and we're going to talk about that. That's a very, very good topic that I think we actually need to take an entire show and talk about CBD and the healing properties for pets. But let's go on a little slideshow adventure. Scott, let's bring up the first picture and kind of have Kenny tell you more in depth about the products that are sold at the Healing Panda.
It's a little right there, but you
That's okay. So the first one we have was an oil that I had Kenny make for me. And what I like about this is you actually go inside the store and you take one of the ordered forms and you can put whatever you want in it. You could put cinnamon, you could put ginger, you could put turmeric, you could put all these different things, and you can actually put the strength of it. So you want 500, you want 1,000. And I really like that because you actually, not only are you your own advocate making and creating your own recipe, you know exactly what you're getting, but Kenny is there every day, so you can talk to him about something. He is the best storyteller on earth. I love just going there and dedicating a couple hours just to hang out with Kenny because he just fills my brain with so much knowledge about CBD. Now tell me about the CBD oil, the different varieties that people can put in there and what those different types of varieties do.
So we have different oils to choose from, say like avocado, coconut, hemp, rice bran oil, safflower oil, and you can pick any combination that you want to mix it together. Things for the skin, different things for your stomach, clear up your head from headaches. Then I also slow cook ginger root, turmeric root, yucca root, and then I throw peppercorn in there to actually draw those properties out a lot more intensified. All my oils I slow cook with hemp buds and leaves to actually bring the strength of the CBD out as well. We do L-carnitine, collagen. rosemary, basil, whatever
He
you can think
knows
of
his
that we put
stuff.
in there. And, MCT oils for, fat burning, thermogenic properties.
You guys are interested.
Wow, a
I
lot of
see
stuff.
you on Facebook. If anyone's wanting to ask a question to Kenny, throw it out there. We're on Facebook Live. We see you guys right here on the screen, and it's so awesome to see all of you hanging out with us today. Now, first off, Kenny has a very remarkable story that I want to share with you. Because of the fact he got involved with CBD products, it goes way back into his pain management. And I wanted Kenny to come on this show and share his story because it's impacting. It really is remarkable, and you help a lot of people.
Yeah. Basically, some of you guys already know that it's on there. My doctor knows definitely that's on there. I say about a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago, I had a stroke. It lasted for about 8.5, 9 minutes, 3 days of just pure sickness, not
And I
eating.
hate to say it, but how old are you?
I am 45.
So
and
you're freaking young to have
You're a baby.
Yeah.
stress, a lot of stress.
Oh, Kenny.
And 2 months later, the same day that my MRI was scheduled, it hit again.
Wow.
And what we did was, before that, we just bought an oil from a vape shop that had CBD in it. Heard about things that it does. Okay, cool. And when the stroke hit, it was about 2 minutes in, my manager came over and shoved 2 full droplets into my mouth. 10 seconds later, the stroke stopped. I went back helping customers, cooking food, and I was like, wow, this stuff works. And after that, I talked to my coworkers, how do we get involved into CBD? Went up to Denver, met up with Heather Clark. Her brother introduced us to the world of CBD, and that's how it all started.
And that kind of story right there, it is the passion that people have that starts businesses like that.
Yeah.
Very true.
Because I know you have people coming in left and right that these products help them. They're off any kind of pharmaceutical drugs.
Yeah.
You yourself have a story that you were, I don't know if you want to share, but I know that you were in pain a lot.
Yeah.
You were taking a lot of pharmaceuticals. We won't go into detail, but the fact is that when I saw you maybe a year or two later, I noticed something right off the bat. You were so much more calm and at peace, and you always love to talk. That's the best thing I love about Kenny. He'll tell you stories
you guys know me,
and stories.
I talk too much.
But that's honestly, that's the best guest on this show is to have. But you just seemed more like down to earth, and I wanted to know what was going on, and I looked and I said, oh, you're into CBDs. What's going on, Kenny?
Well, that, and a lot of you guys know, a lot of my friends know that I've never smoked weed, ever, until about 8 months ago. This is a story that I've kept on the hush hush. A lot of people know
So
that.
thank you for sharing.
Appreciate
And
it.
it's something that people need to know. I'll tell you right now, I was addicted to Vicodin, Xanax, Tylenol PMs to go to sleep at night. If you came into my cafe, I was high every day on Vicodins, but you guys can never know. I mean, it was Norcos, 1,000 milligrams. And 7 months ago, well, for the last year or so, everybody begged me to try marijuana to sleep. And I'm like, finally broke down 7 months ago, took a couple hits off an oil thing, and it put me down for 7-8 hours and woke up feeling great. And now all those pills are gone.
Good.
And
That's
I don't
amazing.
take
Yeah,
them.
that's
I love it.
Yeah, because think about the internal damage these pills have been doing to your body.
Yeah.
Your liver, your kidneys, your heart. I
And
mean,
you're talking almost 3 years. eating all
And
that stuff.
any of you out there, Facebook Live, do you know anybody that's dealing with this? Give me like a thumbs up or a hearts if you guys agree, like this is something that, just putting a pill in your mouth, people think, oh, it's, no big deal. But like you said, the internal damage over time.
And a lot of persons think, oh, they sell it over the counter. Well, okay, that doesn't mean it's still good for you. They
Right.
sell alcohol over the counter. That doesn't
Right.
mean it's still good for you.
Very
So,
true.
And
hey, we
now
got
I'm
a
a firm
thumbs
believer.
up.
Yeah.
Firm
So
believer.
again, thank you so much for sharing your story. Let's show another slideshow and picture of a product that's sold at the Healing Panda and have Kenny give a little more in detail about what. Okay, let's do another one. This is actually, well, it looked like it. Oh, okay, so we're gonna move to another one. What's the next one we have? This one. Can we talk this one?
Yeah.
Okay. So Touch of Roses. I really like this product.
Yeah, basically it's a pain potion.
Yeah.
That just has all natural ingredients, no alcohol involved in it, and that's
The picture, yeah, we're moving to the next one. It'll show up in a couple seconds.
But the good thing is that everything you have is organic and grown, and
Yeah.
it's treated with love.
And I make it, I make
Yeah.
it locally. It's not, I don't do any private labeling. There's no reason why I wanted to buy oils from a company, because if they said coconut oil and it's vegetable oil or canola oil, how am I supposed to know unless I get it tested? And then if you're,
True.
have allergies, it's, hi Kimmery.
What up from
just
Texas?
Like, kind of
Hey.
stop me on that.
I want to go to Texas.
Yeah, so
I
do
just
I.
got back from Texas, so why?
We gotta go shooting.
So actually,
Very
we're live here.
humid.
We're live here in Vegas. If any of you guys don't know, and the Cannabis Show airs live every first Thursday from 2 to 3 p.m. beginning in July. Now I know you're saying it's Friday at 4 o'clock. What's going on? But we're moving. So if you guys want to watch this show, first off, subscribe and like the Cannabis Show on IG. And we're going to be airing every Thursday from every first Thursday from 2 to 3 p.m. So again, if you guys have any questions you want to throw out to Kenny, he's definitely a business owner. He's got one of the best restaurants that I love. It's called Great Grubbing, and inside is the Healing Panda, where he has all sorts of products to help not only you, your family, your pets. And I just love it there. I really, really like how you incorporate a lot of different things. Like they have barbecue sauces, and you have lots of different tinctures and teas, and I love their protein muffins.
Yeah, that would be also infused with CBD.
Yeah.
But there is a girl that's on there right now watching that you have to bring on.
Okay.
Serena Southpaw.
Serena, what's up?
Just won her first pro fight.
Wow.
She has autism. She takes my product. I love her to death. Her family is bomb. And you want to talk about somebody that knows a lot about herbs and all this stuff. Her dad is crazy. He knows,
I was
not
gonna
in
say,
a bad way, a
hey
good
Serena,
way.
call Kenny on the phone right now. We'll have you live on speakerphone, just if you want, in case, if you're not busy doing anything. But that's what I like. I like to have people live on Facebook. Hey, what are you doing? Let's call in live. You have so many people that you help, not only through CBD, but just the knowledge and being a business owner. You open your doors to people, and those are the kind of relationships that are really impactful.
Yeah.
Helping the community, helping people be pain-free, eating good grub that's healthy for them, organic, vegan, gluten-free, all that stuff.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, we hear so many stories. We had a little girl that today was just amazing that came in. I asked her mom, I wanted to give her a cookie, and I asked her mom if she was allergic to anything, and she's allergic to everything. We couldn't get her cookie, but we made her protein-filled chocolate chip waffles, and we checked on all the ingredients to make sure she can have it, and she was devouring it. 3 years old. Her name is Adara. Awesome name. She's great.
I like that.
Alyssa, too. I met her on Facebook, called me to ask me about my oils. Serena called my cell phone. You have that. Sorry. Also, too, there's a little boy that I've been helping. Her, I've known the mom for a godful amount of years, and he has autism. And my sleep oils now help him sleep more than 1 or 2 hours a night to where he's sleeping fully. I sent him some of my punch oil that's also helped him stay focused in school.
So let's talk about your punch oil. Hey, Serena, call Kenny right now. We'll get you live on the phone. Does she have your number?
Unless she deleted me. I'm just kidding.
You deleted him? But if you do have his number, call in now. But you talk about your Panda Punch.
So my Panda Punch.
It's not that kind of punch, people.
Yeah, it's actually good. It's
I'm curious about
hemp
this.
oil, coconut oil, olive oil, and I want to say grapeseed oil too. Ginger, turmeric, yucca root, peppercorn, and mint.
And you can put this in your coffee.
You can. To make it
tastes
act
good.
faster and everything going, I always say put it underneath your tongue for about 13 seconds and then swallow.
Yeah, you have your laterals under your tongues. Your two
And I tell people do a
minutes.
quarter droplet for the first 3 days. Get that CBD really soaked into your bloodstream. Then around lunchtime, do another 5 drops underneath your tongue. At nighttime, do another 5 for 3 days. Then after that,
Emily said you're an angel.
hi Emily.
And you know what? And I also want to say, Alyssa, thank you for sharing that it's helped you tremendously with postpartum depression, because I have a lot of girlfriends that have gone through postpartum depression, and it's a serious, serious deal. And, knowing what is out there, definitely antidepressants. I know a girl who took some for postpartum. Hey!
Hold on a second.
So we
She's
have Serena
talking.
on the line.
Hi,
But
Serena.
anyways, Alyssa, thank you for sharing your story. Hey, Serena, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you guys?
Good. So Serena was just on Facebook Live. She was typing in, and I wanted her to share her story with you guys on how Kenny's CBD oils has helped her. So Serena, if you don't mind for a second, share with our viewers what Kenny has helped you with.
I've been taking CBD for the last few years. I took a different type first, but I started to kind of get used to it. It was kind of over time. So Kenny's like, our stuff's way stronger. It'll help. So why not give it a shot? I'm like, okay. He's helping me out and everything. It's been great. I mean, I feel more alert as an athlete and somebody who with Asperger's syndrome, type of autism. It's been really beneficial because I have light and noise issues. So which is ironic because I'm a fighter. I deal with light and noise all the time, right? So what happens is normally if I would go from a normal room out into the sun or something, like in the Vegas sun right now in the middle of summer, I'd be hurting. I'd feel like a nasty migraine, and no painkillers could solve it. I mean, and then I walk around with headphones all the time because over time I'm out in the crowd or something, noise can get too much, and I just put on my headphones, put on a song or something for 5 minutes to get myself kind of back into it. But with the oil, I really don't need to do it too much anymore. My hat that I normally wore to protect my eyes, more of a fashion accessory now than anything. Since everyone's used to seeing me in this hat, and I still like my music, so I'm still going to have my giant headphones.
And it's funny because I know a lot of women, they have to have their hat on, they have to have their music on, but you had it for a completely different reason. You were trying to get in your zone, and obviously with the CBD oil, it has helped you tremendously. And congrats on your win, girl. That is awesome. I know. Woo! Love to see that. So thank you again for sharing your story. And Kenny, thanks for having her on.
Yeah, we're going to bring her on.
Yeah, she need to come in the studio.
Oh, I'd love to.
Yeah.
I can talk more about all the products that I've been using for care that really helped me out. I've been this anti-inflammatory oil he has been doing wonders for me, especially beating myself up in and day out. So.
Well, come on down next month, and everyone on Facebook Live, it's Serena Southpaw, so be sure to follow her and follow her story. And thank you again, Serena. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, that's all.
All right.
Bye.
Give the family love. I'll see you soon. Bye.
So it's stories like that that are transformational for anybody who's watching, who has been thinking about CBD to try and get off of pharmaceutical drugs, to try and go for a more natural alternative method. Definitely take a look at healingpanda.com. Taya, who has said that her son has autism, Down syndrome, ADHD, and seizures. CBD has greatly improved, and in turn, our quality of life. I absolutely love stories like that. So Taya, please send me a message. I would love to have you on the show to share your story, because it's stories like that that really make a difference. You see things on commercials or billboards or whatever, but when you actually get on social media and you're able to reach out to people who give honesty and they give the truth about what's going on in their lives, it gives me goosebumps. I don't know about you guys.
It's a true testimony that they've lived and saw that. And with my father passing away, he was on CBD's marijuana, and it helped him to eat and to actually, at the end of his life, to actually have a life that he wasn't in pain.
Right, and we're going to celebrate his life.
Yes, we are.
So next Saturday, for anybody out there who's ever lost a loved one or lost a pet, please come to the first annual Strength Sisters Celebration of Life in Las Vegas from 12 to 4. It's going to be at the Gene Woods Racing Experience at the Sports Center, and we're going to have go-karts. It's going to have a silent auction. We're going to have it catered, and we're going to have so many fun things for everyone out there who just wants to come together and celebrate life. And just, feel love. And thank you, Bobby, so much. So Bobby wrote that she's on Lyrica and on Tramadol and Perk. And girl, I would love to work with you to try and have you work with Kenny to see what CBD can do for you to get you off of those pharmaceutical drugs. Because guaranteed, they're giving you some side effects, and they're probably not making you feel all that great. And even trying to get off of something and trying something new, you got to have a support team.
Correct.
And we are your support team. We believe in you. And I guarantee anyone out there who's watching, please feel free to send us any messages. Kenny Knoll, he owns The Great Grubbing and The Healing Panda. Tiffany Watson, she's kind of on the deal on social media, but that's okay. That's okay.
But Tia just sent us a little thumbs up. So hi, Tia.
Hey, Tia. How you
girl.
doing?
But, and don't forget to vote. I mean, don't forget to vote. Everybody has to vote.
That's right. Everyone's got to vote for her. She's running
Assembly District 8.
There you. When's the date?
Well, today's the last day for early voting, but June 12th is our primary, so don't forget to vote.
That's exciting.
But,
Okay, for me being dumb, where is District 8?
I don't know either.
I just moved here like 4.5 years ago. I still don't know.
I've known you for how long have you been in Vegas?
Yeah, but like off and on, you know.
Stop it.
That was a good one. District 8 is the east of Durango towards Blue Diamond. We get the cutoff Blue Diamond eastbound.
Just Google District 8 Las Vegas.
Yeah, I'm going to be all over here with that.
I do want to give a shout out to Vegas Cannabis Magazine. This is one of their late issues. I need to go to a dispensary and pick up their latest issue. You can go to any dispensaries in Vegas and pick them up. Stephanie and her husband owns Lid Pins. I know, I got to look in here and say her husband's name is, but they have 3 daughters and they're hardworking people, and Stephanie is born and raised in Vegas. They were going to be on the show today, but they had to go actually deliver for the June issues, and so they couldn't make it today. But I'm so excited to write for this magazine, people. You're going to be able to see more of the writers and all of the great pieces that are in here. I mean, they got some good advertorials, and they had a coloring book, so the winners of the coloring book issue, congrats on that.
And it is a great magazine, actually. It's a very great magazine.
It is. So here in Vegas, there's literally over 40 plus dispensaries.
Yeah, or probably more.
And I would like to feature one each month to kind of talk about what their beliefs are and the people that work there. And, you know, every single place is different. I would definitely say if you're ever thinking about going to a dispensary, ask a friend. Go with a friend. Ask them what their opinion is, because, you know, it's a scary thing to think that this taboo thing that's been illegal, we're criminals, this is so bad for so many years, has been kind of leading us up to on the hush hush, don't talk about it. And now there's buildings you can literally walk in anytime, any day, purchase it right then, and it's different. It is freaking, I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. But for any of you out there who is wondering, why did you start a show here on WCOBM about cannabis? Well, like Tiffany, who lost her father, I lost my sister to breast cancer, and her being on CBD and having cannabis helped her so much through her battle that I can't even say in words to describe how she just felt at peace. And to be off of the pain meds and to have just a sense of just being okay, even though it wasn't.
And I agree with that, Michelle. Just to add with that, it felt like my dad was, like you just said, being okay with. Unfortunately, we knew it was terminal, but at least he was able to eat at the end.
Right.
He was able to walk. He was able to live a little bit of a life instead of being on all the medications.
Exactly.
And that's what CBDs and cannabis are actually doing for persons that are having certain issues. And again, whether it's an eating disorder or what have you,
quality of life.
Exactly. Thank you.
You know,
Very
we want everybody to have the best quality of life ever. And first and foremost is you have our support. We are here to represent this topic at its best on so many different levels, and to bring in the community and to talk about what they feel and how they started. And everybody out there has a story one way or another, whether they lost somebody or they were trying to get off of something or they were just directed in a path that was more natural. There's so many different reasons that people are talking about this topic of CBD and cannabis. So what is it that you're wondering about? What is the question on your mind? And we would love to help you guys out. Furthermore, go check out The Great Grubbing in Henderson. They're open when?
Tuesday through Friday from 8 to 5. I have to remember, it's kind of sad because I just got off work. 8 to 3 on Saturdays. I'm only there till probably about 1 o'clock. But Nolan, Christian, and the rest of my crew over there are really good, very knowledgeable.
Shout outs to all of them.
Yeah, more knowledgeable than I pretty much am because they're the ones that got me into this. There is one thing I want to tell everybody. If you guys have any friends that are soldiers that are going through PTSD or anything like that, they do get discounts. Any police officers or anything on the CBD that we do have, please send them down. Our CBD is amazing. That we're 99.97% pure from THC. You know, it's a great product. You know, I love our soldiers. It just any military, active, non-active, that everybody just.
You have
they
so
get
much
discounts
respect for the military. Tell me more about that.
Well, me and an Ultimate Fighter that I'll say his name, Tito Ortiz, we went to Iraq 3 times for the USO tour, and before that, we're total backers of our military and our government, and we've, you know, done all the military bases up and down California when I lived there. And
You're so passionate for the USA.
Yeah, no, I am.
Hence, I mean, right here,
you know,
right?
yeah.
9-line apparel with the U.S. flag.
I got to meet Chris Peranto, which is a big hero from the Benghazi attacks, and
you've met a lot of people that have served this country well.
One of my best friends has been in the Army since he's been 18.
Are you getting teary-eyed?
I kind of am, because when I was in Iraq back in 2007, one of the soldiers actually came to my restaurant and I did not recognize him, and he actually showed me a picture of us together in Iraq. And
do you have that picture?
No, it's not on this phone.
No. I was like, darn, I want to show you that picture.
And I wish I did, but the 3 trips to Iraq was the most memorable thing I've ever done in my life. You're talking maybe like 12,000 plus soldiers. When I was on Xbox, we'd play with them all the time. Go to the fights, we see them. It's all mad respect for soldiers from then till now. You know, everything. I just wish that people would do more things for them. You know, medications. They're not even really just homes,
being there
jobs.
for them, and the support.
Regardless of what you feel for the government or whoever's in office or whatnot, these soldiers are doing a job just like our police officers and our first responders. You have to respect that.
Talk about the woman who you work with that now sells the CBD soaps that used to be homeless, the veteran.
Yeah, I have the idea of the story. I just never really wanted to ask. She's ex-military. I'd rather have her come in and tell you everything.
Absolutely. But you sell her products at your store.
Yeah, she makes all soaps, bath bombs, skin healing creams, everything in-house. She's awesome. She's a vet. I won't go into details like what happened to her. She'll explain that because I don't want to ruin it.
It's a good story.
Yeah,
but I'd like to say that at one point she was homeless. She took her mom's recipe for soaps and she transformed the CBD line, and being a woman entrepreneur, and now is off the streets.
Yeah, and you'll see her, first Friday she does, last Friday she does here in Vegas.
There's a last Friday?
Yeah, right down in Henderson.
Last
Friday, Henderson Water Street. She's actually in the same booth with me. She's awesome to hear her story. Her soaps are amazing. My manager at work, he has a lot of skin allergies, and he uses soaps like goat's milk.
Yes, a lot of people has eczema, sensitive skin issues.
I have eczema and very sensitive.
Oh, her stuff is awesome. You'll know all the ingredients that's in there. There's no like alcohol that's in every ingredient that you see on the shelves. Stuff that you don't even want to Google because it takes too long just to type it in. Like for me, I just get bored, or I can't even read it because the lettering is so long. But you know, if you like I always say, if you can't buy that ingredient separately by itself off Amazon, you shouldn't be putting it on you, because
I agree.
Getting an FDA license, that means you have to get chemicals that are not freely just to buy, like at Walgreens or Sprouts or Whole Foods or something.
You definitely have to be your own advocate. It's crazy how here in the U.S. people can make any kind of product they want, throw anything in there that they want. They don't even have to put the real stuff on the label, and then they sell it to you. And hey, you can't do anything about it.
Unfortunately, you can't.
It's just as crazy.
Yeah, there's things like...
so do your homework.
Yes.
And if you're allergic to aspirin like me, when you look at a product, if it says white willow bark, that is pure 100% aspirin.
Oh.
Do not take it, because they can cut their CBD down to put that aspirin in it, and that will take away the pain, and they think it's working,
Yeah,
but it's
I
actually
didn't
hurting
know
your
that.
body.
That's good.
See, we got
good
thumbs
knowledge,
up, we got hearts, people are learning stuff left and right. And this show, we actually got to go. Unfortunately, we're having such a great time. And I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. We will be back the first Thursday of the month from 2 to 3 p.m. And until then, go to Great Grubbing, check out thehealingpanda.com, and don't forget to like, The Cannabis Show on IG. We love you all, guys.
Bye.
Have a great day. Bye.